welcome back to my channel. I'm Amber Westbrook, and in today's video, I'm gonna test out and see if all of those crazy viral drugstore makeup products are actually worth all the hype. I feel like these days, drugstore products are so much better than they were like back in the day when I used to just have a couple dollars to rub together and would buy just a few pieces of makeup. They just weren't that great back then, but now they've really upped their game to try and compete with the larger, more expensive brands, and I am all for that because if I can do my whole face in like around $100, that's crazy. And even though I know there are plenty of high-end brands that are totally worth buying, we're gonna try out all of the basics today and we're gonna go fully drugstore. Now, I know you've all heard of this BYOMA toner. This has been everywhere, all over my For You page, all over my recommendations. It comes up in ads for me all the time. And I'm like, you know what, fine, I will try it. So I finally caved. I was influenced. I said, you know what the heck, let's try it. It was like 15 bucks. Hopefully it's worth it. So let's see if this thing is actually as good as everyone says it is. I'm just gonna see if this helps at all and makes my skin feel hydrated. I don't know if this is the kind of product that works instantly or if I have to use it for like a consistent amount of time, but I'm gonna give it a fair shot today. So we have it all over my face and it definitely feels hydrating so far, but also it's still wet. So let's let it dry down and see if I can feel the moisturizing magic on my face. Okay, next up, I'm really excited for this one. This is the Maybelline Grippy Serum. So this is a grip primer and a serum in one. And I usually put serum on before I put my primer on. So if I can skip an entire step and have this be nice and sticky, I like a really tacky primer. Just gonna squeeze that right on. And I hope that this does what it says and is nice and grippy, because if it goes on nice and smooth and then it ends up grippy in the end, I will be so happy, because I don't like when products like tug on my face too much, and a lot of like grippy primers do that. So it goes on really smooth. I really like it. I'm gonna have to wait until it dries down a little bit and see how well it does with the grippiness. So let's give it a minute to dry. So it's pretty much dried down, and I wouldn't say it's like super sticky. Like, it's not anything like the e.l.f. sticky primer, but it does have a nice tack to it, so I think it will do a good job of holding my makeup on. So far I'm a big fan. I like how it went on. I like how smooth it felt, and also the tackiness seems like a pretty good level of tackiness to me. But we'll find out as soon as I put my makeup on top of it, because that's the real test of a primer, if it's going to keep your makeup on well. Okay, next up we have the Maybelline 30-Hour Lumi-Matte Foundation. I am so excited to try this. I have heard so many good things about it, and especially since one of my other favorites is this one, the Superstay Skin Tint. I really love this skin tint. So that's also by Maybelline, so I'm hoping that this lives up to the hype. I have really high hopes about this, and I actually had to guess on this color because I wanted to actually match my self-tan. I actually bought two of these. So I bought one that I'm hoping is going to match when I don't have a self-tanner on, and this one to match when I do. So cross your fingers for me that this is going to be a decent color. I got the color 125, which is much darker than my natural skin tone, which is very pale. So I hope it works out. I hope this is a good color for my tan, and that my face will match my body without using a million layers of bronzer. I don't really love the applicator because I'm used to just squirting it on my face, but I guess we'll just put it on my hand first. And this looks like a pretty decent match. I'm not sure until I like blend it all in, but we shall see. And I'm gonna use a beauty blender. I know a lot of people are using brushes these days, but I think I need to practice more because I have like trauma from using foundation brushes back when they were like not good at all. So this is going on so smooth, and it's actually covering really well and really fast with my beauty blender. Like, okay, go off. I'm actually really liking this a lot. And I think that actually looks really nice. Like, it has like that nice luminance to it. You can kind of see when the light shines on it how nice that shine is, but it doesn't feel heavy at all. So yeah, that foundation definitely lives up to the hype. I'm on a mission to find the best makeup, drugstore or otherwise. But the fact that this is so affordable is actually crazy to me, because I remember even like 5 years ago, it was hard to find foundation that you didn't have to pay like $40 or more for that was like actually decent. Like I used to pay so much money for just the foundation because I couldn't find any that was worth it. And this stuff is definitely worth it. Okay, so next we have another product. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This stuff has been talked about so much, and I honestly have a hard time switching up concealers because I'm so picky about how they work and how they feel. I have really dry, really extreme under eyes, because whenever I smile you can see I have really deep like under eye smile lines, and so I like to have my concealer not be too thick, but also it needs to cover the dark circles that I have, because the skin is really thin under my eyes, and so it looks really dark a lot of the time, even when I'm well rested and well hydrated and all the above. So let's see if this lives up to it, because I'm really hoping the hydrating part is accurate. And I like to only put concealer like on just the inner corner right here and then the outer corner right here on both sides, because I like it to be relatively thin in between so it doesn't crease as bad. So let's see how well this does and how well it holds up when I want to put a powder on top of it as well, because some concealers you think that they're amazing until you actually put the powder on top, and then you're like, ooh, that didn't work out so well. And this concealer is also very light compared to that foundation, because I actually bought this a while back and have been waiting to test it. Let me just do the other eye really quick. And I also have a little spot right here on my cheek that I just want to cover. Probably should have done that spot before I did the foundation and just like let it sit like most people do, but I forgot. So I'm just gonna kind of pat it in right now, and then I'll let that sit, and then I'll probably put a little bit more foundation on top of that, kind of hack it a little bit. So as far as this concealer, it doesn't have as much coverage as I'm used to. So I will say that that is not my favorite thing, but it does feel hydrating and it doesn't feel like heavy. So then what I like to do is I let it dry about halfway, and then I will like smile and like pinch my eyes and like squint and try and get them to crease up on purpose. And then I will take a dry brush and just get the excess out of the creases so that there isn't extra concealer right in those spots. And then I'm going to set just my under eyes, because I still have other cream products that I want to use, but I just want just this little part to be set really quickly. So I found this Catrice Bright and Blur powder. It's loose powder, and I got it in the lavender color, I believe, because I really wanted to try out, because everybody's talking about, oh, it's soft pink. Okay, so not lavender, but everybody's trying pinks and lavenders, and I have seen this everywhere. But this seems to be the go-to for the drugstore version. So I'm just gonna take my little powder puff, and I'm just gonna take the tiniest little bit to set my under eyes, because I don't want to go overboard on the powder. And I'm just going to set just under there with just the littlest amount. And I think this is going on really nice. Like I said, I'm not going to use too much of it. I'm just going to put the smallest amount just under my eyes, and then we'll see what it looks like setting a bunch of the rest of the face as well after I put the rest of my cream products on. It actually smells really interesting. Like it smells like kind of perfumey. So we'll set this aside for later. So far under my eyes, I mean, it works really good. It's almost like invisible. Like I don't really feel like I see a lot of the pink coming through, so that's really good. But it is like brightening, and once I do like the rest of my face, it should brighten up the center of my face a lot more as well. Next up we have this one, and I'm super excited to try this. This is the CoverGirl Trublend Skin Enhancer. And I have heard from many people that this is the way to go for your contour. And looking at it, it actually looks amazing, because it's not a super warm color. So I can always put bronzer on top of it once I layer things up, but this is really good to create those like shadows that are more of like the grayish tone shadows. So I'm really excited to use this and see how well it goes on. So the way that I do bronzer is I kind of find the natural shadow that I already have, because sometimes I put it too high, and I used to always put it super low, and that was such a bad idea. So I find the natural shadow of where my cheekbone falls, and I kind of put a bunch in there, and then I just blend it out just a little bit so it looks really clean and it's not like muddy all over my face. So here it goes. I probably should have gotten a darker color, and that's gray. Okay, so I was excited because I'm like, oh, it's supposed to be like a shadow color. Like that, they're not kidding when they talk about shadow. I'm just gonna keep going. I mean, if it's terrible, then I can literally just put bronzer on top of it, no problem. So let's do the other side of the cheek. I'm kind of worried about putting this on my nose, but we're gonna do it. I don't know, this color is really light. This color probably matches my like regular non-tanned skin tone much better. So I'm gonna also do a little bit on my forehead. I kind of am a little bit regretting this, but it's okay. It goes on well. I will say that. It applies well, it feels good. I think I just got the wrong color. Let's see how well this actually blends out, because it just feels so like gray, like it's taking color out of my face. Yeah, I don't like this. I'm gonna try and blend it in really well. This is gray. I mean, even if I got a lighter shade, like even if my tan wasn't on, like this color ain't it. Like what is up? Like I've heard of people using fully gray before, but like even on my really pale skin when I don't have tanner on, like this gray is aggressive. Like this is aggressively gray, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm gonna have like gray stain. I'm gonna have to wash this out really good so that I don't get gray everywhere when I'm doing my foundation. I don't like it. I'm gonna have to put a bunch of bronzer on top because I'm not gonna take it off and ruin my base, but like it even makes my hairline look gray. You guys, this is not good. This is not what I wanted. It's my own fault. I do these videos trying out a whole bunch of new products, and I expect every single one of them to be amazing, and then when they're not, I get super disappointed. Like, why aren't you good? Everyone said you are. Okay, but I do have to give it another chance and give it like maybe a darker color, because this is just a really terrible color. But even looking at the packaging, like, does that look super gray to you? Like, I mean, I guess it kind of does. I don't know. This is a wrong pick. Like, it literally just washed me out. Like, I guess it does kind of look like a shadow, but I'm gonna have to put so much bronzer on that just to like warm it up just a little bit. I'm like, I'm not a fan. But let's bring some color back to my face, because I have heard so many good things about this next one. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. And I am very excited to use this because everybody said it's amazing, and I got this pretty pink happy color. I never know with blushes because I do kind of like a lot of different colors of blushes, but with liquid blushes that's sometimes so intense that I'm just like, it's too much. So I'm gonna start with a little tiny bit because I just don't want to overdo it on the liquid blush. So we're just gonna get like half of a little dropper. I like washed most of it off already. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Wow, that's wow, I thought I was going light with that, and that just is very, very, very pigmented. Okay, well, we're gonna blend this out. Put a little bit of foundation on top of it. Goodness gracious, I needed like one little dot of that. Oh, but it's a pretty color. Okay, well that bottle is gonna last me until like the end of eternity. Like the apocalypse will happen and that bottle will not be empty because of how pigmented this is. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, because that was a lot. Trying not to like rub all of my foundation up. I am gonna like wipe off this brush entirely and put like more dot a little bit lower because I feel like I missed that little spot. I want to blend it in. So I actually really love this color. Like it does bring a lot of like vibrance, and it feels so like lighthearted and happy. So like I'm a big fan. But on the other side, I'm literally gonna put like not as much to start and then maybe build it up a little bit. Like, that's it. That's all I'm gonna put, and that's gonna be a lot. Oh my god. It's still too much, you guys. It's still too much. Okay, we need a little counsel. Amber, do not put so much on. You thought that that was not that much, but it turned out to be a ton. Oh my goodness, this side is very, very pink now, you guys. I guess we're going real heavy on the blush today. Well, that side's just gonna be really full of blush. Maybe I'll try and dab a little bit of foundation on top of it to make it not so intense. Okay, I see it. I really like the look. It looks really fresh. It's heavy blush. I don't always go super heavy on my blush game, but I have been liking blush a lot more just because I've been watching other people put blush on a lot more, and I just have it like ingrained in my millennial brain that like a lot of blush is like outdated, but it has come back around as such full force that now blush is such a big deal. But I just remember like we didn't use blush when I was like in college and high school. Like blush was not a thing. Blush was a thing that like our moms put on. So like rewiring my brain to like love blush now is actually kind of an interesting social study, but I like it now. And that is it for my cream products. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the powder back out, and I'm going to set the rest of my face that needs setting and try and brighten up the center of my face. Look at that, look at the powder. This stuff goes off. I really like that. I'm gonna have to be careful not to use too much because that would be like me where I'm like, ooh, I love it, let's put more on. Like sometimes less is more. Just gonna try and not get too over the top with the setting powder. But look at that. That actually looks really amazing. I'm really happy with this setting powder. I don't know what it smells like. I don't know, if any of you have used this and you smell it, like, can you tell me in the comments, like, what do you think it smells like? Cause like, I can't put my finger on it. It's like one of those smells where it's like, oh, if it's somewhat familiar, but it's also like really unique. Like it's only for that particular product or that particular thing. So I'm like, oh, I don't know. Okay, so that's all set in. That actually is looking so good. That spot down there is a little messed up because of the whole concealer debacle. But bronzer is actually the last item that I have for today that's new. And I got this NYX Buttermelt bronzer, and I got it in shade All Butted Up. All Butted Up. It's funny. But anyway, this is the product right here. When I first got it, I did a tiny little patch test just to see if it was a good color. This is what it looks like. And the patch test came out very, very strong colored. So I'm gonna be sure to take this one really gently because I don't want a whole nother one of these like blush situations happening with the bronzer, because it's really hard to tone down powder bronzer after you've put it on. So a little bit goes a long way, I'm pretty sure. Let me just grab my brush and let's see how well this goes on. I'm just gonna go a little bit and tap it off. Little bit to start, little bit. And we're basically gonna contour with powder. Because that contour was so gray, maybe it'll actually add to the look of the bronzer. Okay, it doesn't look like it comes off as hard as I thought it did, so that's a good thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of lightly bronze, and that actually looks great. And then we'll do the other side, bringing it up a little bit higher than I would the contour just to blend it out and make it look like I have that three-dimensional glow. And just look at my forehead. Just look at how gray that looks in comparison to the rest of it. So we gotta fix this right up. And this is beautiful bronzer. Like this is a really nice color. It's not too orangey. It's like a perfect like chocolate brown, like really light chocolate. And I'm loving it, especially covering up that gray. It makes a really big difference. So I don't know if it would be as impactful if I didn't have that gray underneath it, but this just looks really nice. Let's put a little bit on the sides of my nose. So now that I have all of those on, I'm gonna use my tried and true drugstore setting spray. This is the Milani Make It Last, which I'm sure everybody has heard of by now because honestly, it's like the best. So for sure, if you haven't tried it, you should definitely try it. I mean, it's inexpensive and it works really good. And it also takes the powder and like melts it into your face so that it kind of like makes the underlayer and the overlayer meld together. And we're gonna see just how good this Catrice powder is, because this is the true test of a powder. If it gets cakey or if it gets weird, let's see how good it is when we set it. So I'm gonna let that dry, and while that dries, I'm gonna go ahead and just do my eyeshadow and my liner because I don't have anything new to show for that. So I'm gonna do that real quick off camera, and I'll be right back to show you the final result. Okay, and I'm back, and this is the final makeup look. What do you guys think? I will say, after letting it sit for a minute and doing the setting spray and everything, I still really like the powder that I used, but I am not at all a fan of this concealer because if you can see, I even tried to kind of dye it down a little bit and like take a little bit of it off, but there's just no saving it. Like, I have definite under eye creases because of this, and they're pretty bad, so I definitely would not recommend the concealer. But with all that being said, I think the makeup look came out really well, actually. I'm really happy with the toner and also the serum because I feel like the combination of these two really hydrated my skin. I felt really good about how my skin felt before I put the makeup on, and then to put this foundation on top of it, I love this foundation. I will be using this foundation for most of the time in my rotation whenever I have my self tanner on because it just matches so perfectly and it really looks natural, it fits in, and it goes on really smooth and it feels really lightweight, so I really like that one. Again, not a fan of this one, the CoverGirl Trublend. It just came out pure gray, just not my favorite. And like I said, it might be the color, but even the consistency putting it on, like, it was fine. It wasn't amazing. I mean, it was good. It was okay. It blended out okay, but like it blended out kind of the same as like most of the other contours that I've put on. So like I wasn't super impressed, and I won't be rebuying this unless on a fluke I decide to buy it in a different color and see if it'll work then. But even then, I don't have that much confidence in it. I'll be using the blush and the bronzer in my regular rotation though. I actually really love this blush a lot. I think the color came out perfect. It really gives me that like perfect amount of like summery glow, and I for sure will be using this setting powder as well. I'm just like a really big fan of most of the stuff that I got today. So if you have used any of these and you disagree with my opinions, or if you have something that I missed, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And don't forget that if you know like what this smells like, I'm dying to know what this reminds me of and I just can't figure it out. So if you know, drop it in the comments below. You'll save me wondering forever and ever what that actually smells like. But yeah, I would say overall I really enjoyed making this video. I really enjoyed trying a lot of these products. Like, I'm definitely going to integrate some of these into my routine, others not so much. I hope that you enjoyed watching me test out these products. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so. And if you have any ideas for products that you want to see coming up that you would like tested or want to know how well it goes on, please feel free to let me know. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, I love you, and I'll see ya in the next one.